Welcome into another one-on-one session here at OK Preps Media Day. I'm Michael Knight sitting down with Kingfisher senior Cade Stephenson. Cade, last year going into your junior season, kind of big shoes to fill as the starting quarterback for Kingfisher after Jet Sternberger graduated. Obviously, he had a wonderful career, and so that was probably a big question mark. What would the quarterback look like at Kingfisher? Going into last season, did you feel a lot of pressure, kind of stepping into that role after he graduated?
Yeah, I had some pressure, but I just had to just try to be myself and not try to be someone else that's not me and just play my game. So I didn't have that much pressure.
And now, as far as like early on in the season, I think you kind of answered some of those questions. I think you had a really good game in week 2, I believe, against Hennessy. Put up some big time numbers throwing and running the ball, and it was like, okay, I think Kingfisher's going to be okay offensively. How much did that help and give you confidence? On a Friday night under the bright lights, and you were able to perform and perform well.
Well, whenever we played Hennessy, there really wasn't like that much pressure going into the game because we studied what they do and what they're going to do against us and how they guard our offense, and we went into that game pretty confident, and we were just trying to like just dominate the game. And then after that game, we had lots of confidence.
And then going into district, obviously that's one of the more competitive districts last year. Heritage Hall, obviously, Heritage Hall and Kingfisher have a really good rivalry going right now. But then also, Perkins Tryon was a really good football team last season, and they jumped up and surprised some people. When you look at the district this year and the teams that you're going to play, what can you take away from what you guys experienced last year and, some of the things that you learned from last season, some of the speed bumps and things like that make you guys better for 2020?
Well, teams like Heritage Hall, when we go play them, we like forget everything and we're just focused on them, and that game's like the funnest game of the year, and we just want to go out there and play and knock heads. And Perkins they did have a good team last year, and they'll probably be pretty good this year too. But Perkins and Heritage Hall, we go at it with them. Super fun game. But those games are super exciting, and we like playing those kind of teams.
What is it with? Because look, I'll ask the Heritage Hall kids the exact same question. Why is there so much? It's probably because you guys play each other in basically everything with high stakes, state championship basketball games and high district championship football games. You guys don't like each other.
No, we really do not like each other. But on the football field, we go all at it, and like there's no holding back. I think it's just because it's two super good programs going at each other, and they've played each other in the state championship like 3 or 4 times. Like one of our coaches, he played in like 2000. I don't really know the year, but he played Heritage Hall whenever they had Sterling Shepard.
Yeah.
So our coach kind of has some beef right there with them, so that pumps us up a little bit. But it's just two good programs going at it, so that's like what makes it what it is.
Yeah, and look, the one thing, there is respect. There's respect between the two programs. But and by the way, if you don't like them, you don't have to like them. If they don't like you, they don't have to like you. I'm all for it because it makes for a great rivalry, and it's one of the better ones that we have in Oklahoma the last couple of years in all sports. For you this offseason, what have you been working on to improve? Both obviously you had a really good year last year as a quarterback. You're going to be playing both sides of the ball, also playing safety this year. What have you been working to improve on going into 2020?
For my senior season, I've been working on my footwork and my speed because last year I feel like I'm big enough for the positions I play, but I feel like my footwork and my speed needs to be a little more next level to perform better and just be a better athlete.
And for you as a college recruit, you're getting some looks, some notices from schools. Got several offers from schools in Oklahoma, schools up in Missouri, as well as an FCS offer from South Dakota. As far as what they like you as, do they like you as just a typical athlete? Do they like you at quarterback? Do they see you on the defensive side of the ball? What are they saying to you?
Most of the teams are saying that they like me because I can play really any position other than lineman on the football field. But they want me to come in, and wherever I want to play, they'll stick me in there. And if they see me as something else, then they'll make that adjustment, is what they've been telling me. So
Now, for you, I mean, what do you? I mean, look, I'm sure you're a guy who will do whatever you need to do. But at the same time, what do you like playing the most?
I definitely like playing quarterback the most because I get the ball in my hands every single play. And I honestly think quarterback is the most important position on the field just because, I mean, you look at the New England Patriots the last 10 years, who's been the talk about their team? Tom Brady.
Right.
So that's my opinion.
Look, I mean, that's the perfect example. You touch it every single play. You have literally the most, other than the center, shout out to the offensive lineman. But at the same time, you literally have control of every single play for the most part. And you probably, like having that control. For you, for this offseason and going into 2020, Kingfisher, they went 7-5 last year. Ran into a tough Lincoln Christian team in the playoffs. They ended up winning state. What does Kingfisher have to do to take that next step? Not only make it back to the playoffs, but contend for the district and then contend for a state championship?
This year we have a lot of leadership, and I think that's going to play a big role in this year. I'm not saying we didn't have leadership last year, but all of the seniors this year, they're leaders in the weight room, and they're going to be leaders on the field too. I just think we have to come to each and every game with the mentality that we want to kick your butt and just blow you guys away. And if we come to every game like that, I think we'll be just fine.
Now, what has this offseason been like? You mentioned, guys leading in the weight room, but there for a long time, the weight room was closed, and you guys were probably having to get a little creative with how you worked out and how you stayed in shape. Do you have a story as far as, the most creative workout that you did or a teammate did?
My buddy, his name's Slade. He has a big barn. So when all the gyms shut down and we can't go to the school and stuff, we moved 3 racks into his big barn, and we moved the Smith machine. We moved all the dumbbells. We moved about everything you could really need into his barn. And he has some turf out there, and we do footwork drills, and we play basketball just to stay in shape, competitive basketball game. We, of course, lowered the goals to 8 foot. But that's really about it. We would all just go up there and work out.
When you mentioned the barn at first, I thought you were going to say you were trying to, push over hay barrels or, do something like that, push, tractor tires or something like that. Maybe that'll go on, but, behind the closed doors. But you kind of basically making your at-home gym inside the barn. Nothing wrong. Look, country guys, they know what's going on. Going into this season, 2020, other than, leadership, things like that, when you look at this season, how far can you guys go? I mean, what are your expectations, for Kingfisher this season?
So 2 years ago, we made it to the semifinals. Last year, we made it to the quarterfinals. And I'm wanting to get to the state championship before I leave high school. That's always been my goal. And I do think we have a chance to get there this year just because of leadership. We have quite a few guys coming back. We are going to have a couple new linemen, but I think they can handle it. So my expectations are the state championship.
Looking at this point, that's what the expectation should be. Because otherwise, why are you playing? Why are you playing the sport? Cade, thank you so much for sitting down with me. Looking forward to seeing what Kingfisher can do this season. Looking forward to seeing what you can do with your second year as the starting quarterback for Kingfisher. Was really impressed with you last season. Like I said, off the top, big shoes to fill for you last year. You did it, and you were impressive doing it. So looking forward to seeing what you do this season as as a senior in your second year. So thanks for sitting down with me, and good luck this fall, all right?
Yep. Thank you for having me.
He's Cade Stephenson. I'm Michael Knight, and this has been another one-on-one session here at OK Preps Media Day.